Hey guys, Kinda Funny is having a holiday sale. That's right. If you go to kindafunny.com/store for the next week, from Black Friday until the next Friday, you can get 10% off everything in the entire store. That's all the beautiful shirts that you know and love. That's the cups, the mugs, the stickers, all of that stuff is there. And the Let Tim Host shirts there for this week only. You need that. You need that in your life. Oh, are these all the T-Shirt Tuesday shirts that we exclusively had only on those Tuesdays? Yeah, they're back for 1 week only. All of them in one place. Buy them for you. Buy them for your sister, your friend, your neighbor, whoever you want to buy them for, even people you don't know. It's going to be great. 10% off. kindafunny.com/store.
This episode is brought to you by Loot Crate. Would you classify yourself as a geek, gamer, or pop culture nerd? Then this is the subscription box for you. For less than $20 a month, you get 6 to 8 items of gamer and pop culture licensed gear, apparel, collectibles, unique one-of-a-kind items, and more. Make sure you head over to lootcrate.com/kindafunny and enter the offer code kindafunny to save $3 on any new subscription. Not that long ago, and depending on where you live, not so far away, Loot Crate blasted off into a voyage across the galaxy, searching the far reaches of space to find universally awesome gear. Using December's Star Wars The Force Awakens loot as a launchpad, we landed on some equally cosmic items from Halo 5 and more. With an exclusive Funko Pop and an exclusive shirt in this month's crate, this is the loot you're looking for. That was a Star Wars reference. I just got it. Remember, you only have until the 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific to subscribe and receive that month's crate, and when the cutoff happens, Jack, that's it. It's over. So go to lootcrate.com/kindafunny and enter the offer code kindafunny to save $3 on your new subscription today. And today's episode was brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the easiest way to create a beautiful website, blog, or online store for you and your ideas. Squarespace features an elegant interface, beautiful templates, and incredible 24/7 customer support. Start building your website today at squarespace.com. Enter the offer code kindafunny at checkout to get 10% off. Squarespace. Build it beautiful.
The fuck was that?
It's his back. It's his
Jesus,
grandpa
that's
back.
Your back's not supposed to make that sound. Like a leg
I
breaking.
need more than that. I need more.
Did you get to the chiropractor yet?
No, I'm gonna live.
He hasn't even taken Advil.
What's wrong with you? You didn't take any Advil?
Yo, Advil's not gonna make the problem better.
It's an anti-inflammatory.
Neither will ignoring it.
I'm not ignoring it. I'm stretching it out and I'm rubbing my back.
You should Google it.
He did some Eastern medicine yesterday. The ancient art of putting the ottoman on his tummy. Did you see him do that?
Yeah, Kevin put that photo in.
It's great.
I was trying to.
Oh, yeah, we're going. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GameOverGreggy show. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller. This is the producer, Nick Scarpino. Part-time chiropractor.
I'll stretch with you if you want after this.
I need you to give me a rub down.
I tried doing that thing where I cracked your back. It didn't work, though, last time.
Like, it's weird because it's like right up here. Like right
here?
Like,
Right all in here?
Yeah, like I've never had pain there. Usually you get it in the lower.
You think it's your posture while you play video games in bed that's catching up with you?
Yeah, because I lay down and then my head's just like pitched up.
Yeah.
And I'm just like playing for hours at a time like
probably
fucking moron.
It's probably
Sorry,
Long
not
Island
speaking
Colin
into the
Moriarty.
microphone. All right.
And that's the pure one, Tim Gettys.
Let Tim host.
How you guys doing?
Good.
How was your Thanksgiving?
Fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah, crushed it. Had a lot of pumpkin pie.
You had all that pumpkin pie in Costa Rica?
What's crazy is that, they celebrate Thanksgiving in Costa Rica. 100%. Don't know why. They celebrate it. They go harder than we go here.
What does that mean?
Everyone's drawing at like just the little turkeys on their
turkey
fingers.
hands. Yeah, they do that. They do. They're huge fans of the sweet potato mash.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean that's some advanced shit. That's a
mashed sweet potatoes?
No. Mashed potatoes that's a norm.
Yeah.
Sweet potato mash.
Yeah.
Whole other level.
Is it?
You got
Isn't
the
it
brown
just the same
sugar.
thing?
You got maybe if you're going hardcore into it, you're mixing in some sort of like little spicy elements
Cinnamons?
to it. Yeah, some cinnamon things.
And we're
Yeah.
still in Costa Rica?
I don't know what the fuck we're talking about anymore.
Thanksgiving hasn't even happened yet.
Lying.
Lying.
We are lying to you. This is being recorded before Thanksgiving, but we'll post after Thanksgiving. This will post on Black Friday, but we've learned not to talk about Black Friday on this show.
Yeah, it's true. But there's a sale going on. You should check that out. Kindoffunny.com/store. 10% off everything for the holidays. You should buy you and your girlfriend and boyfriend and all your friends shirts. All the T-shirt Tuesday shirts are back.
That's the biggest part.
Yeah.
10% off everything. A new Tim shirt.
If you wanted the Colin Was Right shirt, you can get it.
You got it.
You can get it for your friends and your mom and your sister.
Do you sell them in porty sizes yet?
No. I mean, I don't know. Everything is adaptable.
It'd be like
It needs to be about this size.
triple extra small. I'll
I'll
make him one.
Okay.
Why don't we make him shirts?
I don't know. He could just be a traveling billboard.
You know what I want
We
him
could
to
put him
wear?
in shirts that say watch
Do we need to
kindoffunny.com.
travel?
No, listen. We put them in shirts that say watch kindoffunny.com. Then when we record shows, we just open the front door and let them
Just
out.
Let them go.
And then they come back.
Okay.
How far do you think you'd get?
He'd be smushed by a car immediately.
You think so?
Yeah,
He'd just immediately run under the wheel of a UPS truck.
It's one of those where honestly he'd go out and then realize no one was with him and he would stop and come right back. He would understand something's wrong.
It's just like me when Kevin and Tim don't go to Starbucks with me. If I'm going by myself, I walk in, I'm like, it's not the same.
Yeah.
I come back and wait for him to get out of the show.
You know, you've thrown my circadian rhythm off entirely.
Thank you for
Shit.
using that
Yeah.
word.
Word of the day calendar paying off. All right.
But yeah, I'm totally fucked because the last couple days we've been like doing things in the morning separately, and then you haven't been coming in at the same time you normally come in,
Yeah.
and I haven't either. And then I'm like, I get here, I'm like, do I go to Starbucks?
Mm-hmm.
But Nick's not here.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Meanwhile,
weird.
I've already
I did
been to
it one of
Starbucks
the
4
days.
times.
Yeah.
I just keep going. I'm finally at a place with my local Starbucks where they're giving me free coffee. I don't want to rat them out. I'm not trying to get anyone in trouble.
Yeah.
But it's awesome.
No, that's
Who's
always the
listening? You think
best.
Mr. Starbuck is listening? He's going to come
I
down
think
hard on these
Phil
guys?
Starbuck is listening right now, and he's like, "What? I need to know where he goes to get."
I'm
free
gonna
coffee."
canvass every San Francisco Starbucks till I find this one.
When we were shooting Love and Sex stuff last week, we were at near, I don't know what the hell that section, the little area is called.
It's a Presidio.
In the Presidio.
Mhm.
And this lady, this Starbucks lady's walking with just an insane amount of milk. Like, how many milk jugs was she holding?
She had like a good 6
Milk.
jugs. Now it wasn't
milk. I'm
necessarily
sorry.
just milk. For the context of the story, this doesn't matter at all. But I want you to know there was some half and half mixed in there. Maybe a little 2%, maybe a little whole milk. But what you're reacting to is the fact that I knew her. Not only did I say what's up, but I knew her, and she was the manager from the Union store, and I knew that she was stealing milk from the Presidio store for the Union store.
Oh.
Yeah, and he called her out.
Called
He
her
called
out.
her
See,
out.
now
Oh,
you're really
shit.
getting people in trouble. You're talking about managers and store names.
Oh,
Now,
stealing
Mr.
shit.
Starbuck,
Oh
Phil
my
Starbuck
God,
is all
yeah.
over this one.
You've never talked about
Feels
people's
like-
names at random businesses that you call, and
How's Linda doing?
Linda's fine, everybody.
All right.
She retired. When Dick Portillo sold it, she was like, I'm out. This isn't a local business anymore.
How's that girl from the 1-800-FOX line that you
My
called?
God.
That's a Patreon exclusive
They,
episode.
they wouldn't know about this yet, but this month's Patreon exclusive
They
episode
might.
that I mean, at least the date I put down should
No?
be
Okay.
the day after this.
You
if
know
they're
more
hearing
about
this.
me.
Yeah. Anyways, we did what might be the best Patreon exclusive Game Over Grady episode ever. Where
It's a slow build.
we just fucking talk and talk and talk, but eventually we prank call accidentally. We didn't mean to prank call, but then we were calling Fox Home Entertainment, and then we lose our shit and we become.
You'll see.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Patreon.com/kindafunny.
Shit.
It wasn't a prank call. It was a legitimate, why the fuck do they have a 1-800 number on the back of a Blu-ray call that turned into Greg.
All right, just save it. Save it for the
Unable
show.
to breathe.
Save it for the show. Save it for the show. You can get. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Game Over Greggy show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table, each bringing a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can toss us a few bucks and get each and every episode early, along with the exclusive episodes we
Yes.
just talked about, and a bevy of perks. If you have no bucks to toss, no big deal. Go to youtube.com/kindafunny, where we break it out topic by topic, day by day, until we post the entire thing for free on Friday as a video and an MP3.
I had bucks to toss.
I'm glad you did. I thought about tearing them in half.
Oh
I
my
thought that'd
God.
be disrespectful.
It's like,
Colin would fucking shit himself.
like $5 there.
we have an
My boy
inflated
GW.
economy, so it's better that we get some of the money out of here.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I've been saying.
When you tear a dollar bill up, it makes the other dollar bills more valuable.
You get $2.
That's not quite true.
Ladies and gentlemen, Thanksgiving is still coming up for us, and we are thankful for you. That's why all the topics today, for the first time ever, are from patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can go back us and get your topic on the show, just like Kenny Char did. Kenny Char says, assuming none of you are in a committed relationship, would you fuck a porn star?
Unequivocally.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think I could. Now, stick with me. It's not for the reasons you think. It's not because I'm worried about diseases or anything. Porn stars, cleaner than you or I for sure. cleaner than most people you meet at the bar or the streets or whatever. You know what I mean? You with me? They got to get tests all the
Do
time.
you watch porn?
They got no, I don't. You know that I read it.
I
Porn
don't.
stars?
Now
Yeah.
they get
They get
tested.
tested a lot, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's just a lot of things about STDs. Like some STDs just don't show up on blood tests. So
They lay dormant.
like the ones that are super, like I think herpes and
But
genital warts.
but to get herpes,
both
don't you have to
show up.
like see the herpes?
Not that you know from any personal experience.
No, I used to be crazy. I used to be crazy neurotic about STDs, about not getting STDs.
Now you
And
don't care.
Now he doesn't give a fuck.
'cause-
He'll lick syringes he finds on the floor.
Oh
God,
my
yeah.
god.
Yeah, I like to roll around. What is that? What
It's
are you
a
doing?
So,
let me see. Jesus.
so I mean, just for example,
beautiful.
this, right?
Yeah.
No, your answer's no, Greg.
I would be too
Wait, are we talking
intimidated.
about the guy or the girl? Which one are we doing?
I mean, it's up to you.
He has a huge dick.
That thing is huge. That's a
I would
fucking
definitely
big
yeah,
black baseball bat.
good for him. Good for. I mean, that's a description. That's an
Black.
That's what it is, right?
that's an accurate description for the viewer at home that we can't show the pornography.
really is.
The pornography
It really is.
that's being shown to us.
It really is.
Amazing.
It's
I mean,
very
the only
accurate.
other way to imagine would be imagine if Portillo was all black and in someone's mouth.
And halfway into halfway into a 22-year-old's mouth.
I'd be too intimidated. I couldn't
You
do
mean-
it.
really?
They're too good at sex. I'm not that good at sex.
But okay, you just broke me. No, like porn doesn't mean you're good at sex. Like porn sex and sex, very different sexes. Greg.
Sure.
And that doesn't mean you don't necessarily. It's not like you're better or worse. You're still. I'm sure you're a gentle lover, Greg.
I am.
Do you
And
know
I'm
what sex
sure-
is?
When you cut the hole, it's your birthday and you cut the hole in the sheet.
I can't tell if he's kidding.
I don't get it.
Write it down.
That's a Mormon. Is it Mormon?
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's some religious
No, it's not Mormon. It's
Scientology?
no.
ghosts.
It's on a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode. What the fuck is it? Oh, I can't remember.
What do you do with the sheet?
You
put the
fuck
sheet in
through the
between.
sheet.
I get that, guys. I was joking.
I'm sorry.
It's because you can't see the woman naked. I think. I don't know what religion it is. It's a a famous Curb Your Enthusiasm episode though.
That's weird.
Oh my. Yeah. I mean, yes. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Some of these girls I see on
We're not talking about dating, right? We're just talking about giving the opportunity.
Kenny
You're
Char's thing
single.
is just we're going down that path in a
Layers.
second. Kenny's question is though, would you fuck? And that's his nomenclature, not mine. A porn star.
I mean, I would, just because I'm sure I would be attracted to said person, and I don't think that there's, as long as you're being safe and you're taking the proper precautions, why not? I don't think it would be as great as everyone thinks it is, though, because I feel like when they're on camera, they're clearly, like to Tim's earlier point, they're clearly performing. And when you get someone by themselves and there's that level of intimacy, I'm sure it's just as good as any other sex you had with your wife for the last 9 years.
You're the best.
But I don't think I could. I don't think I have the confidence to date someone in that industry, though. I don't think that I would be able to see them hey, like when I get up in the morning and my wife's about to go to work and I'm about to go to work, I'm like, hey, have a great day at work. I know that there's a possibility she might come in contact with someone of the opposite sex because she works in the
Pilates.
She's a Pilates instructor, so she's probably going to stretch someone at some point. But that's a far cry away from knowing that someone might be inside of
getting
her.
stretched.
gonna say.
Right.
Wait, whoa.
Tim said it.
I wasn't going in that direction.
I was.
What is your wife doing right now?
Right now she's at work.
Call her over here. Cut her a kind of funny check and have her stretch out Colin.
Oh, she should stress you out.
Let's see where I want to ride it a few more days. See what happens. I think it'll go away. I think it'll go
Now-
away. I feel like I'm being cut in half.
Talk
but
offline. Are you? You're noticing the problem. You're noticing that it's probably because you're sitting in the same position playing video games all night. Did you just do that again last night?
The last night he sat on the couch out there, or laid on the couch out there, listening to music for a long time.
That's not bad, though.
No.
But he's
Just lay
late. I mean,
down
he's
flat.
late. Those couches aren't meant to be laid on the way.
Those
anyway.
couches are barely meant to be sit on.
I know.
I don't
Actually,
touch, I don't
it's time
touch
to get
those
rid of
couches.
Huh?
I don't ever touch those couches.
No, you don't like
What
them?
does that mean? Do they gross you out?
No.
I've been thinking about getting new couches for a while.
You should get new
Actually, time
couches.
to pull the trigger.
Get new couches, Greg.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll love them sitting on and farting on them.
Yeah, I guess. All right, so here's the thing about this. We all look at porn once in a while, right? Once in a while, just once in a blue moon.
Mm-hmm.
And why are you looking at me like that, Kevin?
Kevin's looking at porn right now on his Google Watch.
And
we look at porn. I'm conservatively here at work. At least once a day. At least once a day, someone, I'm not going to point any fingers. It's usually me. Sometimes it's Kevin. Sometimes it's Tim. We'll go, hey, take a look at this. And if it's not porn, it's borderline porn. Like yesterday, you were showing me that twerk girl.
Lexi Pantera.
And it was great. She is great. But after 5 minutes straight of the shot just being her ass twerking, that becomes pornography. I'm sorry. No, it just is. It's
by
porn.
definition, it is not.
If she dropped her pants,
Well, I mean, no,
and the big black
the
bat
definition
came
of
out.
pornography is knowing it when you see it.
The big black baseball bat. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I find, you know, I don't know. Porn is the third rail of conversation, like general conversation. It's like one of those things where everyone looks at porn in some respect. I really believe that. And every man does, and I think a lot of women do too. And there's nothing wrong with that. Of course, you'd want to be with them because you're attracted to watching them have sex with someone else. The thing that I always am fascinated about with men and women when I watch porn is I always look for wedding rings and wedding bands because they're more common than you think, especially on the men. Like some of these guys are fucking straight up married. And some of the girls are straight up married.
It's
part of the fantasy.
It is,
Part of the
but
fantasy,
why I bring that up is because that would be, I respect the sex trade. If that's what you want to do, it's great, fantastic, good for you. I'm for legalizing prostitution, so it's not like it's like that would be a step too far for me for porn. I think it's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But that would be a step too far for me if I was with someone who was a porn star. They're going to work and just getting fucked. And there could be some diseases. I mean, it's fair to say that the industry does shut down once or twice a year when there's an HIV outbreak or something like that happens, because HIV is a latent disease. It does take 3 to 6 months, I think, to even show up on blood tests. So they shut it all down. You see those stories every once in a while where they're like, no, there's no production now until we figure out who has it. You know,
In California, you have to wear a condom now in porn. Is that the thing, right? Okay.
Yeah, which is
But
why they're
not
just
in
not going to be
Florida.
filming them here anymore.
Not in Florida.
That's why a
America's
lot of
Wang.
it's filmed in Florida.
Gotcha.
What I understand.
So I mean, I think that there's a lot of there's a strange amount of nuance to the question in the sense that, you know, if you're just having a sexual relationship with them, absolutely. I mean, it's, you know, a lot of these women are fucking gorgeous.
Yeah,
like it's they are like the ideal sexual fantasy of a lot of men. That's why we watch it. So it's there's nothing wrong with that. I'm unabashedly unashamed of saying that.
Do you feel like it might ruin it for you a little bit though, once you break through that barrier of like being with the person that's the fantasy and then realizing that they are or are not fantastic?
Sure, but I think it could be.
That's
but
everything though.
But I was just gonna say, I think that's
sex.
sex.
A hot girl.
I actually think that's just sex. Like, I think sex is fantastic. I love having sex. We all love having sex, but it is not.
Kind of funny approved.
You remember when you had sex for the first time, like when you lost your virginity, and you're like, I was like, that was fun.
Best 6 seconds of my life.
I was like, that was fun, but I'm like, that was not this life-altering step of my life. Like, it was. It's an important moment, but I wasn't like, and I've never. You know, I've always looked back at that and been like, you know, we all were excited to lose our virginity when we did. I was in high school when that happened, and you know, I was like, yeah, that was fun. I want to do that again, but it was
I don't know
not.
if I agree with you on that, man.
It was life changing.
It's not be all end all for me. I think we focus too much on it.
I mean, I agree that I think there's a little too much focus on it, but just a little too much. Not that much too much. Like it's pretty legit.
It is legit. I'm not judging it. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying I don't want to have sex. I'm just saying that we overemphasize its importance.
Be honest with you, it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. That's
You
the
know
other
what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't tell you that.
But you
when
got to
sex
put the
eds.
work in. That's it
Look,
pays off in the end.
Anything worth doing is worth doing right.
Right.
But sometimes, I'll be honest with you, I just want to watch Netflix. I just, you know,
No, I got it,
sometimes
I got it,
it's
I got it,
like,
I got
Kevin's
hey,
saying
should we have
no.
sex or should I just watch an old episode of Psych on Netflix?
That's fucked up and you're
to be honest
stupid.
with you. Sometimes I choose that.
No, I've had it before where things start to happen and like you're tired and like I could just go for bed, but then like then the switch flips like wait a second, that was dumb.
Yeah. I mean, that's a total mindset thing. I've talked about this before on the show, but like horniness is just like, it's like being drunk. Like you're not sober and all of a sudden you're a different person. And it's just like, and then the moment that you ejaculate,
You come.
I didn't want to say come. It sounded too
Why?
nasty.
I think come sounds
I don't know.
good.
But the moment that happens, you just revert back. It's like you turn into a werewolf.
Yeah.
And it's like inexplicable, like how
Oh,
crazy.
I can go back to my daily business and what my problems are and all this other stuff.
But the things that I'm thinking about,
yeah.
when
you're
I'm
horny? Oh,
horny,
yeah,
oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
God,
Oh, I know.
am.
It is
Oh, I
pretty.
know.
It is a pretty incredible thing.
And it's just nuts.
Intoxicating.
But it's like before it, it's like, yeah, I'll be like in my head, I'll be like, I would rather sleep right now, or I would rather do this right now, or this, or whatever. But then the moment, I don't even know what every time, it's not like it's one thing. It's little tiny things happen. It's like, usually it's boobs. Boobs usually do it for me.
I feel like,
But that'll happen. I'm just like,
Boobs.
all right,
yeah.
let's do this.
I feel like as you get older and the longer you're with someone, the peak and valley of the horniness to laziness factor starts to even out a little bit. And so when you get horny, you're only just like 5% more excited than you were before, which can really just be easily kind of glossed over. You know what I mean? Like I'll be, I've talked about this before. Some nights, like I'll tuck my wife into bed if she goes to bed way earlier than I do.
What do you call it?
I'm not going into that.
Okay.
We're not going to say the term for what I call.
Why? Is it dirty
tucking
or
my
is
wife.
it?
No, it's cute. It's my little.
Give it
cute,
to us. Give it a little bit. It's cute.
I got to keep something. For
You
me.
won't show your
I gotta
tummy
keep
and you
something
won't
for
tell
me.
us your cute tucking term. I don't like it one bit.
Tuck-in term. I like that.
I'm going to make it up.
But you know how it is when you're
Snicks.
Snicks.
Honey, lay in the bed. I'm going to snicks you.
I'm gonna snicks you.
Run away if anyone ever says that to you.
Just grab the sharpest thing possible and stab their eyes out. But I think as a guy, I think I'm just conditioned. I've conditioned myself to always prod just to see if it's happening. You know what I mean? I'll be like,
So in the middle of snicks and you're doing this.
I'll start tucking in, right, and then
Yeah.
I'll maybe just give it a little bit of a linger. Like, is this happening today?
Yeah.
Just see. But sometimes
9
she
times
goes,
out of 10.
9 times out of 10. No, I'm tired. I'm too tired. I'm like, great. It's a relief.
Oh, thank
It's a
God.
relief. I don't need.
I can go watch Psych.
I don't need to perform tonight. The Flash is on. I got to see if Damien Dark. I'm sorry. That's Arrow.
I'm with you. Don't worry.
You're with me.
It's all the same universe, so it's kind of crossover. Don't worry about it.
But every once in a while, she'll go, I'm down if you're down. And then
Calls your bluff.
Then it's gut check time. Am I really... Do I really want to do the whole thing?
But you do it. Every time you do it. You're Nick
I
Scarpino.
do it, and then when I get into it, I'm like, oh, this is fantastic, and this is great, this is really enjoyable. But all the moments leading up to that, it's like, am I going to be sore the next day? Is it going to...
Are you? Never mind.
Well, you know what I mean? It's sometimes just like, do I have to try hard? Is this going to happen fast? Is this going to be like an hour-long excursion? I wasn't prepared for this. I didn't wear the right jacket. Colin knows. You're laughing at me. Do you know exactly what I'm talking
No,
about?
I do. I absolutely do. I think it's an ordeal is really what it all is at the end of the day. But it's a good ordeal.
No,
it's
it's
a good ordeal.
It's an ordeal you dreamed about for years.
Yeah. And then you're like, no. No, I mean, sex is a great thing. I just think that we do overemphasize it. I think it's bad for society to overemphasize it. I don't think sex is bad. I don't think sex should be taboo. I just think that it's like everything revolves around it, and it's a little disappointing sometimes. Because I think there are winners and losers in the sex game, as I like to say, Kevin. And
Paul is definitely a loser.
And Paul is one of the biggest losers in the sex game. There's no doubt about that. But
He's true. Like, what are you going to say? What are you going to say?
Why?
She's a loser.
it doesn't mean she's a loser per se. It means that she's a loser in the sex game.
That's not a nice thing.
No, she's a
I'm
great...
really saying it about
No,
you.
yeah. No, this is a reflection on you. Yeah.
But no, I hear what you're saying. That's deep relationship sex,
Yeah.
and that's just too much.
No.
Now we can have casual sex or new sex or whatever. And those are different kinds of things. But we're really getting away from the topic. The topic is committed relationship. Would you fuck a porn star?
No, but look, it's true.
No, you're not in a committed
To
relationship.
that
Even
point,
if you are, whatever.
To your point, you're right. So the porn star sex fits into new sex, right? It fits
And
into
casual sex.
Casual sex, those first two categories, which when you're single and or haven't had sex in a while, you are willing to run a fucking marathon to have sex. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you seen those fucking stupid Spartan races where people have to jump over fire and then
Tough
swim
Mudder?
through fucking mud? I don't know why people do this. I will mark my words, never do this. Saying it right now, I will never jump over fire to swing across a rope and then get electrocuted. Have you seen these things? They have like fields they got to run through to get electrocuted. You're psychotic.
Yeah.
But I would do that to have sex for the first time with a new person. I probably would. Because you put the effort in it now. You know what I mean?
Your wife doesn't listen to this show.
My wife doesn't. She doesn't listen to me literally when I'm standing in front of her. But you know what I mean? Like
When you're snicking her, she has no idea what's
She
happening.
has no idea. When you're at a bar and you meet that person for the first time, you're like, I'm kind of tired. I don't really feel like being here. And then you'll see a girl that's interested in you, and all of a sudden, it's all different. Everything changes. You're like, I am ready to fucking lift weight if I have to. I will kill a man. I will strangle a fucking dog just to talk to this girl for 5 more minutes.
There's one right here you can strangle.
Oh my God.
He's got it coming. You can do it with one hand.
Yeah.
And slow jerk with the other.
He would just look into my eyes and be like, I accept this.
I understand, Nick. I
Sweet
approve.
release.
He does the thing where he like puts his little paw on your wrist while you do it. It's like, it's
Just
okay.
helps
It's
tighten it just a
okay.
little bit.
All right, well, let's go around the table.
Sweet release.
So Nick, you say yes.
I say yes.
I don't think I physically could. I think I would be too lost in my head. Couldn't get a boner. Be all worried.
Oh, you'd get a boner. I think the problem is the opposite. The problem is, are you too excited? You know, are you too excited to have sex with the porn star?
I would overthink every move.
I would just do what I do. Take it as it comes. So like, if it's good or not, I mean,
What are you from the South? You sounded had a real drawl there.
Take it as it comes.
No, I mean, it's like, I would
Stupid
definitely
is,
do it,
stupid
but it's
does.
like I would expect it to be good. But to be fair, I never expect it to be good from my performance.
You must.
Like
Like,
if,
you
they,
just lay there?
if they enjoy it, I mean, I want them to, and I'm damn sure trying.
That's an important. That is
Goddamn, I'm trying.
that is an essential point. Every time I've ever had sex, I've been like, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no.
All right. You know, and it seems like you're enjoying yourself. So there's something to be
That's
said about
something.
that.
I was walking with my wife down the street the other day, and I was like, "Did you realize that you chose me, right?" She's like, "Yeah, I fucked up. And I was like, "Yeah, you're married to me now.
Yeah.
I own half your shit."
Wow.
No, she owns half your shit, and that might be a problem.
Nah, it's not a good problem.
I just think
She's
about how
She's gonna be a great
uncoordinated.
shareholder in the business.
I just think about how uncoordinated I am, just in general.
You
when
are.
it comes to doing anything.
You're
know?
not physically inclined.
No, like today, Kevin had to help me like tape a box. I was just like couldn't do it, and it's like I don't understand how people let me
Thank God, sex doesn't involve any
wiggle
boxes.
on top of them naked.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
No, that's the one. That's the really weird thing about sex. I feel like is that even when both parties want to do it or whatever, and this is in a heterosexual relationship, they have no idea how it feels for the other person. You know what I mean? Does that ever? Do you ever think about that?
Oh, I think about that constantly.
Like, what is it like to have
I
a
think I've
vagina
thought,
and
I
have
think
something
I've thought
inside it?
about that
What does that feel like?
more than I've thought about anything of real substance in my
Okay.
entire life.
It must feel great.
Yeah.
You hope?
I mean, it must. Right?
The clit's got all the nerves and stuff in it. I know that.
I mean, the thing is, like, trying to explain because I've had this conversation with many, many women.
And that's the
Just
weird
how
thing
does
is
it
like when
feel?
they're like, well, how does it feel to have a dick? And you're like, oh, right, fuck.
Man, shit.
God damn, I can't even explain that because I've had it forever.
Yeah. It's weird. I can't explain an orgasm. How does an orgasm feel? I don't know. Really good. That's pretty much it.
I'm uncomfortable with this conversation.
Really?
I don't
Yeah,
like when
becoming
Tim,
extremely
because Tim
uncomfortable.
gets super quiet. About it.
Yeah, he's talking about
He starts talking
orgasms
about
and he's
his
talking
big
in a
throbbing
southern
dick.
drawl.
I like orgasms and I like southern things.
Didn't he once equate it to Coke?
Oh
An
yeah.
orgasm to Coke?
Yeah. Coke on a cold day, a hot day, or a cold day.
Coca-Cola.
I just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nick equates
No
it to
one's,
Coke.
yeah, no.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I thought you meant cocaine. I was like, I don't know if they're similar or not. I haven't tried cocaine just yet, but Kevin and I have a plan to do it one day.
Yeah?
Yeah,
What's the plan, Kevin?
There's no plan.
it's gonna happen. Kevin talked me into it. He really wants to do it, so we're gonna do it.
I didn't know you wanted to do cocaine.
Yeah,
This is what we're talking about with the Paula thing. You're trying to do hard drugs. Next topic. This one comes from Christopher Ball. He writes in and says, I would like to continue with, quote, we can do that topic later from past shows. This one would be a little personal, not for me, but for you. On episode 98, I started writing episode numbers down. You said, and he's talking now to Greg, Greg said that Greg's emotions have not been the same since cancer. I don't want to pry into your past/personal life too much, but I am genuinely interested in how this affected you and your emotions. Christopher Ball. So yeah, episode 98, we talked about my cancer. Was that the Adam Sessler one? I guess so. Where
It
I
must
talked
have
about
been.
the toughest thing in your life. What episode are we on now? 104.
4.
Wow, time goes so fast.
Yeah, that
feels
feels
like
like a
Sessler was here
long
like
time
last
ago.
week. I thought he was
Really?
here. I thought it felt like he was here. Close
Time's
enough.
just weird. I don't like it anymore.
So yeah, got sick, got the cancer as I covered in that episode. When you get on the chemo, it fucks everything up for you. I was super emotional at the time. There's the classic story of when I was out tying my shoes, getting ready to walk the dog one day, and Colin came out and said, "What are we gonna do about all these boxes?" And I started crying and I yelled at him. And I'm like, "Oh, bah!" And he's like, "Whoa, sorry, I was just asking what to do with the boxes," and walked away. And then I came in and apologized.
Colin asks, yelling at Craig happens. I just imagine Colin turns around and walks into his room. Done.
You're dismissed.
And so that's in the heat of chemo. I always talk about, I think maybe I told it on that episode where the famous one where I was like at work and I'm just like fucking a cauldron of hate for everything that's happening, and I hate everything and I hate everybody, and I'm just trying to get through the day, and I get on the Muni to go home, and I'm sitting there with sunglasses on and my hood up just to be left alone, and I'm just hating Muni, and of course it's taking too long, I'm just furious, and I get off the Muni and I walk home. I'm finally home. I just want to put on pajama pants and lay in bed. And the story goes that I open the door, I'm just seething anger, open the door, and I look into the kitchen, and I can't for the life of you tell me what I saw anymore, but it was something just, I don't know, maybe a pizza box on the ground, maybe I forgot to take out the trash, some little chore, and that was the final straw. And I came in, and I slammed the door behind me, and I went, fuck! And I slammed the door, and as it slammed, the deadbolt slid out, went into the door jamb, and bent the wrong way. It's like, and then I forget what I was so mad about, because now I'm like fucking in tears because I have to go get a hammer and try to fix this deadbolt when I just want to lay down. All I want to do is lay down, you know what I mean? And so my whole thought with it was that this sucks, but whatever. It's like when I went on Accutane, you know what I mean? Like my emotions got all out of whack in post-college life for a few months when I got on Accutane to clear up my face. But when Accutane was over, you go back to normal and you're back to your old self. And I never came back. I never came back from cancer. I'm still a short fuse. I snip at Colin and Christine too much. I cry too easily.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really remember you pre-cancer because we weren't like close friends back then.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's less of a symptom of any of the chemotherapy and more of a symptom of we're adults that have to deal with a ton of shit all the time now.
But I mean, that's possible. But like, I've come to the precipice of having conversations with people if I'm manic, if I need to be on a medication. Because like sure. And like I put on a face and like, Colin's been going through a lot of stuff recently, and he's talking to me that I'm happier and blah, blah, blah. And I think I just mask it better. I mean, obviously I have these slip ups where I freak out and stuff, but like there's days where I wake up and I'm like, yeah. And then there's days where I wake up and I'm like, ugh, I just want to fucking sit here and play whatever it is.
I think that's just normal.
But I think that's
But I mean, like,
but
I feel like it's not like it used to be. Sure, there's days I'm less excited to do things or whatever, but there's days where I bite Kevin's face off for no reason. You know what I mean? Now, granted,
that's therapeutic.
He does. He earns them sometimes.
I did that right before the show started.
Lots of times he earns the fucking abuse we throw his way, but there's other times where he's just asking normal questions, and it's like, I'm gonna beat this kid to death.
Yeah. No, but again, I sympathize.
Yeah.
Obviously, because I feel like going around the table, it probably goes from best to worst as far as temper tantrums and outbursts. Me being the worst, Tim being he never breaks. One day when you do break,
I'm going to. It's going to happen.
It's going to be a nuclear explosion that goes off, and we're all going to be like, finally. But I sympathize because we're in a high stress environment, and we want to do the best, and we want to be great to each other. But I feel bad because that happens to me all the time. I get something, I'll bring the outside world into the work.
Yeah.
And I'll be too stressed out about stuff, and I'll build all this, like I'll just throw all this shit onto my plate, or I'll talk to my wife and she'll be like, hey, I know we're going to Costa Rica in a week, but can we start planning next year's vacation? And I'm like, and I just want to blow up, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it's too much to deal with. Because
Sure.
in today's society, I feel like human beings can reasonably deal with 40% of what they have to deal with every day. Maybe 50, right? Hundreds of emails coming through.
Yeah. Texts,
countless
calls.
amounts of shows, decision paralysis when it comes to pretty much everything because there's thousands of options for everything that we have to fucking deal with. And then on top of all that, right, we have the stress of running our own business, being responsible for our own livelihood, and we've chosen to take all of that, put it down, and put Kevin Coelho right on top of it. Which...
Fuck you guys.
No, but the thing is, like, if it weren't for you, Kevin, none of this could be possible. And I do mean that in a very sincere way. Like, you are the heart and soul of this business. And I apologize that more often than not, you become the whipping boy because you are the one that's trying to get shit done. Like,
but he gets it. That's the thing about Kevin that I love, is that he doesn't take it personally. Because he understands, I feel like, when we're in the hot moment and then we're not in the hot moment. You know what I mean? And that is the thing. And back to my emotion. Like, I'm not saying that highs and lows aren't a normal part of life, but when I can't make the Twitch stream work anymore and I break down in tears in front of you guys, that's not a normal emotional reaction. You know what I mean? Like, I've always been, when I get angry, I cry. But I'm talking like when I was a kid and I was like about to fight someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Kevin jumps on that grenade and makes Twitch work with the help of Devin and a couple other people. You know what I mean? Like, that's a different thing. And granted, again, it's more pressure than ever here, what we're doing.
But I also feel like you are, and this is a constructive criticism, so please don't be offended by this. But I think you're terrible at disconnecting. I think you're really, really bad about walking away from work. A, because we work in your home,
walk away from
literally.
Yeah.
And B, your job is to know everything there is to know about video games. And so the thing that you love most in the world is also the thing that causes you the biggest stress, if that makes sense. So when you say you want to walk away and just play Fallout, I really feel like you both do this too, and I think you to some degree feel that there is a little bit of extra pressure on top of needing to do that because you have to be the most informed person in the room when it comes to video games, you know?
I can see that. I think the bigger pressure is like when I'm playing a game, I'm like, should I stream this? You know what I mean? And that's where we've had to just have like gut check talks of like, let's not stream.
Yeah, I mean,
Like there's just no time and it's going to kill everybody.
I know, but I mean that's the thing though. You're such a consummate overachiever, and that's one of the things that I think all of us admire about you. That I feel like I almost feel the need sometimes to just be like, it's okay. It's okay to just check out, man. Take a day, fuck off. Like go somewhere that no one knows where you're at. I mean, you don't like massages, you don't like haircuts, so those two.
Well, that's the thing is, like I've thought about it.
Go
like,
get a haircut.
I've thought about it
something
recently
good
of like
for
you know
yourself.
of taking a vacation. You know what I mean? But that would be like
You should.
So, but it would be so fucked up because it would be me in the bedroom while you guys are out here. Like you know what I mean? Like because what I like to do on a vacation is chill out and play games.
That's a bad idea, though. I mean, that's maybe one of those. Maybe that's something you need to go someplace, take your PS4 with you, and just chill someplace and play. Because inevitably, what's going to happen?
Oh no,
is
I'd get
I'm
sucked
gonna
back in. That's why it doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, yeah,
Like fuck, I don't know how to do this thing on OBS.
And that's why I go back, you know, like
you
you know, when people hated the Metal Gear review event, right? Other outlets and stuff, and I was like, "This is fucking great."
You were happy as a
I was,
you guys should
oh
have
my
seen
god,
it. He was
you're
like,
perfect.
We're sitting in like a loft in Konami. It was like this beautiful like partitioned area where we got to just sit on a couch, and all it was a TV, a coffee table, and a couch. And Greg couldn't have been happier. He was every day. He was like I was a little late. I'm always a little late coming down the elevator. You know, in hotels. I don't know if you guys notice that about me. I'm always the last person there, no matter how fucking hard I try. I don't know why, but I come down and Greg's like, "You ready to go?" Like, have big eyes, like smile from ear to ear, and it's amazing. But I think you need to try to find
Fully erect for sure.
just like I'm not going to say it again. I think if I say the bat thing one more time, it's going to be then it becomes racist.
It's not racist at all.
No, a giant black bat
yeah.
referring to a black
Big
guy's
black
penis.
baseball bat, I think was the term that you used.
You guys got to check.
If you missed topic one, yeah, it was about porn, and then
Yeah,
we
that's
saw
true.
a porn image, and that was a gigantic cock. Like you're allowed to
small.
describe it that way. There was no bad. I mean, that's being descriptive.
Okay.
The
That's just
AP
using
style
language.
guy says to say black, so you're fine.
Okay, cool. Because sometimes Kevin goes, you know what I mean, and that's when I'm like broaching really taboo subjects. But I think that you need to find and replicate that for yourself, and that's something that I struggle with too. Because I'm go, and that's why not that I'm not looking forward to Costa Rica, but part of me is the same thing we talked about last time, where I'm like, I'm taking an 8-day vacation to a very beautiful place. I'm staying in a nice hotel with the woman I love most in the world. And I'm apprehensive about it because it takes me away from work, but that's fucked up. Like I should, and everyone. A perfect example is my wife's a huge fan of Shonda Rhimes. Are you familiar with her? Grey's
Shonda
Anatomy, Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder. She's the.
I
She
think I
made
know
all
who she
these
is.
amazing shows, right?
Yeah.
And she recently had an interview where she said she at 7:00 stops work.
Yeah.
And if someone emails her, she turns on her auto response that says, "Hey, it's past 7. I'm having a life. You should too." And of course, she can afford to do that because she's got 3 Emmy award-winning shows that are currently on television. But at the same time, you have to recharge to bring that new energy back if you want what we're doing here to keep moving forward in a positive way.
I hear you, and I mean, we all make those choices when it's those times. I mean, I definitely turn it off and don't email at the middle of the night or anything like that. You know what I mean?
I mean, we do, but more often than not, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but we don't hesitate to, if we need something, text each other at like 10:00, and that's the situation we have here. But that can be very stressful, and it can, you know, when you're trying to like reset that bar of energy that you're putting into something, or like anger level, right, where it goes down to 80%. Those little texts do sort of that chip damage, where it just keeps going up, or like an email.
I'm a big fan of do not disturb on the phone, where I put that on and put the phone down, and then I'm done with it.
Then you see it the next day, and it's 50.
But that's
texts,
fine. But it's work. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
true.
and that's the whole thing. Is most of the things we reach out about is we usually can wait, and then I would say most of the time it can wait, and then most of the time it is something that if you're not there to immediately respond, Google or look through your email, you can find it.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's always the thing. It's just easier to ask you this question than it is to dig real quick. And if
That's
you don't
like
get
how
to
I
me,
always ask Colin how to spell words.
right
Like,
through
Colin, how do you
text, which
spell-
is weird.
Like Colin, how do you spell push up? Did I get that right? Push up.
Is that a compound word?
that
What
a
do I do with
compound
that
word?
one? Yeah.
I mean, I've tried to be more cognizant. I mean, when we were at IGN, I worked a lot, and I was happy to do that at once, but there came a time where I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not working 60 or 70 hours a week anymore. It's just not happening. And so I've really tried to turn that off about myself, because it just wasn't making me happy. It was making me fucking miserable, you know. And So even with this business, I think I work way more than the normal person, but I do try to, and I work a lot at night, like late at night. That's like when I get like a second wind at like 11 or 12, and you guys see that with my emails and stuff. But, and I'll do that for a little while, but I try not to stress too much about things. Like things are happening. We trust each other that everything's getting done. I don't, you don't have to worry about the things that I'm in charge of. I don't have to worry about the things you're in charge of. If I need help with something, I'll just, bother Kevin, I guess, and or email someone or whatever it is. And so I don't know. I've just been trying to keep that in mind. I feel bad for Greg because I've tried to broach that subject with you many times, but where I'm like, you don't need to do this, And I think you take pleasure in streaming and doing all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, dude, like you don't have to be on all the time. Why don't you just go away? And I don't mean that to be an asshole. I'm like, just go away.
No,
just fucking go away. It's okay.
The thing we talked about, right, is doing more event stuff, right? So like the Fallout Day was I love doing that, but it's like, yeah, it is the little thing of like, all right, Kevin's already gone, so I'm going to come in here and try to flip the room for streaming 3 hours of whatever. No, fuck that. You know what I mean? Like when it's an event, we'll do it or something like that.
Yeah, I'm glad that you have that more mentality because I feel like you just put a lot of pressure on yourself. And meanwhile, it makes me feel bad as the other kind of, I guess, gaming personality, like real gaming personality here, where it's like people are like, why don't you stream blah blah? And I'm like, I don't want to. Like, like that's not how I play games. I don't enjoy that at all. And so I'd rather do something fun for you. And we have those ideas that we'll roll out next year, hopefully. But it raises the bar in a way to an unsustainable level, and you're going to be the one that burns out, not us. So that's the one thing that I'm afraid of. And so I agree with Nick. I think finding the balance is good. Part of that balance is a little pressure oriented in terms of playing games and trying to be up on those things. I've really took myself off. I took my foot off the wheel or off the.
How do you drive?
I don't know how to drive. I'm just going to stay away from driving metaphors. But I've really let up on the idea of
Knowing
I read and I know a lot, but people really love the quote from the PS I Love You XOXO where I said, do you want to take a seat and I'll tell you all the things you don't know? That's being
He wasn't talking to me.
No. Because people were busting my balls. I didn't know one thing. So I try to take the pressure off myself to that I can't reach those standards, and I think a happier and healthier Colin is good for the company and good for our audience. And I think that's the same for all of us. And I especially, the one thing that I like, and I've given you props for this, is that, I've been for a couple of weeks there, I was kind of like a waste. And it's cool to have a company it reminds me of like a wound where like your body works to stem the bleeding and then start to heal and stuff like that, even though like one part of it is like out and not really able to work properly. It was really kind of nice. I do appreciate you guys for that.
I also feel like I think your perspective on that was a little different than ours. Exactly. I didn't see any difference in your energy or what you brought to the group as well. But I'm glad that you feel like you can, like we're having a little therapy session right now. I'm glad you can feel like you can take your foot off the gas. To use a driving
that was
metaphor.
The one I was looking for.
Yeah. A little bit.
Foot off the wheel.
I was like, Jesus, have I been doing this wrong the entire time since 16?
Cut to Colin driving a car with his feet on the wheel.
Guys,
he's got these sticks he's hitting the gas and brake with.
Very unintuitive.
I like how your brain went to sticks. Mine went to he was flipped upside down.
Oh.
And that'd
be hard to do.
Yeah, you can't really see out of your ass. I've tried. Right, Kevin? Sometimes I get Kevin. I owe Kevin a huge apology for the other day. I jumped down his fucking throat.
Which one? In front of me?
Yeah. When we were doing that.
We were doing the rewind. The
trailer
right.
I
heard this from the other room.
Yeah, and Kevin,
you could see him up against the walls.
I was just having a bad day, and I asked Kevin a question, and he had the misfortune of he wasn't doing the thing that I thought he should be doing in my brain, even though I had not told him to do that at all. He was standing by the camera monitoring the shot, and I was like, Kevin, how's the audio? And he's like, huh? Oh, hold on. And I was like, I have it recorded. I went off on him for like 5 minutes. And he's saving
it for the
because he laughed. It is because he laughed, because I was stressed out, and we don't know because we're always screwing around.
I had no idea you were stressed. I knew
out, right?
I knew it was one of those things not to fuck with you,
right?
But like I did not expect that. That came out of nowhere.
And Kevin, of course, being our constant, always has one speed. He just always constantly fucks with you. It's always just like there's a gear shift in front of him. There's D1, D2, D3. I don't know what the fuck those things are. And then there's the forward gear, which is fuck with you. Fuck with Nick all the time. And he does it. And I love you for it. And you never stop. He'll never stop. But I do owe you that apology, because you ended up being more often than not the whipping boy. It was that and the notorious poster javelin tube. And you got to see my worst side.
The best.
I will say, to be fair, the first day you're talking about, I did say right before it happened, I'm like, Nick's about to lose it.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I just like, yeah, it's.
I mean, well, the problem was Kevin, when you said that, Kevin was like out of the room. So he didn't hear you say that. And it was little signs.
Well,
but it was just
remember, like the Nick losing at that
oh.
time was not like a joke or a fuck around. It was that the thing got unplugged by the chair or whatever. And that's when it tumbled down the hill.
Yeah,
like,
and that's a perfect example, right? That's not Kevin's fault. It's just that thing happens to be the thing that I can rage at that moment.
Yeah.
Because I can't rage at the other 15 or 16 things that I have to deal with, like as an
for
adult.
Kind of Funny Live.
Yeah, like I have to deal with the fact that people at venues don't work at our pace and don't get back to you even though you're having an event in 5 days. And they couldn't fucking care. Like that's little shit that you're like, oh, this is just part of being an adult and being a professional. And I can't get mad at that person because I need them to do what I need them to do. But I can get mad at this fucking wall outlet right now for having the misfortune of not having something plugged into it that I need,
Yeah.
Or I can get pissed at Kevin because he just happened to not be wearing headphones. But these are all symptoms of a bigger problem.
It reminds me of like when before we even had Kevin and it was like week 2 or whatever, and we were all stressed out at the kitchen table, and I forget I was on the phone about something, and I was like, Nick, I flashed you like 3 and then the 2, and you're like, what does that mean? And I gave you like the hardest eye roll.
You got so pissed at me. So pissed at me.
Like you had no idea what the fuck call I was on. I'm like,
No idea. He just flashed me a random Navy SEAL sign, and I was supposed to understand what he was talking about. I got it though. I was like,
I apologized to me. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I don't know why I thought you were telekinetically communicating with me. You're on this
man.
call that you're not.
yeah. My favorite thing is when Greg is like, there was a time and a place where I thought. There was one time when Greg actually thought I was a professional adult.
Yeah.
There was a great. There was a good
when we started
2-week
up at
period.
noon, I was like, oh shit, man. Shit's
didn't-
getting done. He wears collared shirts to
Oh,
work.
yeah.
This is gonna be a
I
real
had
fucking thing.
checkered collar.
Jump ahead 3 years.
here we are.
Showing up 30 minutes late with half-eaten apple. God damn it, Nick.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're all burning. We have to cut each other a little slack, and we're all burning it out. We've gone on 3 weekends straight of having something to do. Whereas,
Like during the weekends.
We were in LA for one weekend, and the next weekend
Extra
we're
live.
like, this is gonna be dope. Let's have a 24-hour live stream.
For
Where I
those
was
big beautiful kids.
those
Big,
fucking
beautiful kids with the baseball bats.
those gorgeous kids. So yeah, I mean, as much as I feel you, I do, because I feel the same thing with me. I'm like, is there something wrong with me where I'm so fucking punchy all the time?
Yeah.
Like I have no fuse.
Dude,
Yeah.
I mean, this is from my perspective, it's so weird because hands down, this is just a fact. The biggest stress in my life is you guys being stressed out. Like dealing with you guys freaking the fuck out. I just can't handle it. Like my
handle it
girlfriend,
great,
my
though.
family, my all this stuff. Like, oh my god, like that stuff to me is just like I got it. But when you guys freak out, I'm just like I just don't even. I can't comprehend how you can be so upset. And like that's the thing. I just don't it. Because I can't understand it, it makes it hard for me to deal with helping you guys. But like you losing your shit, like, and I know you've already said this even on this show, doesn't make sense. And you know it. And you always, like I was even talking to Kevin. Like Kevin a couple days ago was talking to me. He's just like, what should I do when Nick loses his shit? I'm like, you handle it perfectly. Like you just fucking take it. He's gonna apologize.
Let's back up a second. There's 2 ways Kevin has handled it, and I've encountered both of those. One is he just kind of rolls his eyes and stays quiet and lets the baby rage in the corner. The other way is slightly more asshole-ish, where he will wait for me to stop, and then he'll say one little fucking comment just to throw it in there, and then it's World War fucking 19, man. I am just like, bring the alien weaponry in. I'm nuking the world.
But the thing with that, the one comment he makes is usually a fact. It's accurate. It's the solution to the problem.
It's the way he says it, though.
No, I know.
It's when
Trust
he goes,
me, I get it.
Nick, come on.
Yeah.
It's just a plug. Actually, perfect case in point. He looked at the thing and he goes, Nick, where else am I going to plug the thing in? And I'm like, there's like 4 plugs over there. Oh my God. I'm like, Kevin, I just want to.
Flashbacks. It's flashbacks right now.
this into a weapon and kill you.
Get the poster tubes out of the way. Get them all away from him.
Not only that, but like, the
But
avalanche of swag.
Kevin, though, Kevin's a perfect example. Kevin is the one thing that actually does set me off.
That does get under your skin.
And he kills me. He gets me in a way. And that's just because he's my fucking brother.
your brother.
You know? But it's like,
My brother does that to me too.
Kevin, like, and we give him so much shit. And 99% of the shit that we give him, I don't even say that you guys give him is not okay.
You give him a lot of shit.
No, no. I know. I give him shit for different things. And like, it's my things are just the things that drive me fucking crazy. Like, it's just, like you guys always apologize. You're like, They're like, oh, like we give Kevin a lot of shit, but like whatever. I'm like, no. The shit that I give Kevin, fuck that. I stand by that and I will never take that back. I give him as much credit as he fucking deserves. I love him. I'd be fucking useless in my life without him. But oh my God.
Yeah.
He just
Kevin, it's
infuriates
again,
me every moment of the day.
I don't want to make this whole topic just about Kevin, but it really.
Well, I think we found the stressor. I think we found like
it really is. It's and this is indicative of everything in life as an adult. It's pros and cons. Kevin is pros and cons. You have to take the good with the bad. We love him. He's more good than he is bad. But when he's bad, oh my God, it makes me want to strangle him. It really does.
Yeah, he's I mean, I've developed what I would call with Kevin an intentionally adversarial relationship.
Oh,
with
you
Kevin.
two are the worst.
Like, but I do it because I think it's funny. Like, I think Kevin's the same way where I'm not even really fucking with Kevin at all anymore. Like, just in the sense that everything is a fucking with Kevin, and I know he fucks right back with me. So it's like he's a character on our show, on Colin and Greg especially, and so I've kind of just developed. That's how I deal with Kevin. Is Kevin and I have serious political conversations and scientific conversations, and he definitely scratches my intellectual itch. In a way, like the only person I can really talk to about the things that I care about. But I like that I've developed Kevin as this, like, as my foil, basically. I think it's funny. I think it's good theater.
It is good.
But yeah, I feel bad for Kevin sometimes when we get mad at him. But I kind of feel bad for everyone. I mean, the thing is that there's just 5 very unique and very different personalities in this company. I don't think any of us really like each other. We all like to laugh. We all have good senses of humor. I think we all have great senses of humor and those kinds of things. But I also think we're very different people, and so there's going to be inevitable conflict between people. And I don't think there's anything really wrong with that. I mean, so a friend of mine was asking, a common question for Greg and I, where it's like, do Greg and you ever get tired of each other? And I'm like, I don't think so. I mean, I'm like, Greg and I don't give ourselves a chance to get tired of each other because we're not. I think people think like we live a life where we're together all the time, and I'm like, Greg and I don't really talk that much. Like we have our conversations. Greg's a good listener. When I have problems, and Greg will like just come out of nowhere and invite me to dinner or whatever once in a while. But we're not like up each other's ass. Like I think a lot of people think like we're just up each other's ass. So I'm like, no, like Greg and I don't get tired of each other. But if Greg, so I mean, once in a while when Greg's feeling adventurous, I'll put it in his ass. But
I'm like, I don't understand how vaginas feel. So help me. This is as close as I can replicate it. I need to know for
big,
science.
beautiful white baseball bat.
Yeah, that white glistening fucking shiny baseball bat. Yeah, so I think that
it's
the word glistening. The word glistening.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It looks like you put. It looks like it's got a little bit of motor oil on it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
But that's never not going to be shiny again.
Oh God.
So yeah, I think that it's all about how you deal and vibe with people. And I know that I'm like more of a brooding and like very emotional and almost pessimistic person a lot of times. And so I try to off balance and offset that with my sense of humor. I think I have a dark sense of humor, and like I like to laugh and I like to make fun of shit and I like to be inappropriate and stuff like that. And so I try to balance those things out. And I think that we're all kind of self-aware of the things that we do well and the things we don't. I think that's why we work. But yeah, so I think it's just the way we interact with each other. And yeah, Kevin's a scapegoat sometimes for some things, for Nick, for instance, or for all of us, but it's not personal. I know it seems personal sometimes. Some people in the comments are like, you guys are mean to each other, blah, blah. My favorite thing is like reading the comments where it's like there's theories that
you and Tim always have.
Yeah,
like,
Tim and I are mad at each other, or you two are mad at each other.
For a long time, I gave Nick a
That's
really
not a
hard
theory.
time.
Sometimes Greg and I are legitimately just mad at each other.
I'm never mad at you.
Or
We have beef every once in a
No,
while.
we don't. When?
We get into little tiffs every once in a while.
No, that is never. I can't think of a time where I've been like mad at you.
Not mad at
I
me,
can.
but sometimes
What? Give it to me.
We're good though.
You and I get prickly. Both of us get prickly.
But the thing is, I don't think we've ever been prickly at the same time.
No.
When I get
Thankfully.
prickly, you're usually there to help me calm me down, and I try to be the same for you.
That would, if both of us were prickly at the same time, you would be in tears and I would be putting holes through the wall, and that's just the way it would go. And then John's, God, that would cost so much money to fix.
Don't worry.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like we're in a very challenging environment where that's part of the fun of being in this group is that you guys never let me rest on my laurels and you always challenge everything I say, which is great up until that last time. Like for instance, before the show started today, Kevin I made one comment as a joke and Kevin was like, do you even know what you're talking about? And it's just after the 15th time of hearing that, I'm like, I gotta jump down his throat right now because he's challenging me, and it's like two fucking elks in the middle of the wild, right? I gotta just like I can run away from it, or I could take these horns growing out of my head and stick them right in his little ass. So I did that.
Yeah.
And Kevin looked at me, and it didn't make a fucking difference whatsoever. That's what I love most about him is I'll yell at him, and he just blinks. and then says another fucking thing, and you're like, God damn it, Kevin. God damn it.
He's an interesting Kevin. I'll say this about Kevin just to wrap it up. Kevin's distinction in my life is maybe as one of the most random and interesting people I've ever met in my entire life. Like, I want to know about Kevin. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't at the same time, because the more I know, the less there's mystique, and the less I can make up really funny stories about Kevin in my
He's
head.
just fascinating as
He
an
is
organism.
fascinating. He is
Because he's
fascinating.
brilliant and he's smart and he knows how to do stuff, but I've never seen someone get more lost in a conversation. A simple conversation.
Have
where
you ever tried to see him write something?
I've read his Twitter feed. His Twitter feed looks like it's being ghostwritten by a Syrian refugee who just got here and is trying to earn its keep. Verbs are missing, nouns, letters, no periods.
My favorite tweet
Very topical.
for Greg was when Kevin tweeted something, and Greg's like, almost.
I was like, almost a complete
Almost a
sentence.
complete sentence.
Because he knows it. He knows it. And then, like, the best is when Tim will read them back to him, and he'll be, damn it. Like, he didn't even know. It's been up for 12 hours. He had no idea he fucked it up that badly.
Tim tells me it's important to say that I'm the real Kevin. Is my favorite.
Yeah. Is that his profile?
Yeah. It's the best.
But then it's paired with that beautiful picture of him laying on the bed, and you're like, I can't be mad at him. I can't be mad at him.
You're an interesting person, Kevin.
It's
You're
like
definitely-
it's a long con from
I
him.
want to go out and just drink and eat with Kevin one day and just ask him questions. I have questions.
You should just do it as an exclusive.
We should do that.
That should be your next Patreon.
Yes.
Patreon exclusive.
I love that. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna
One-on-one,
interview Kevin.
Colin and Kev. CK, they call it. From
gonna be good.
KC.
I have questions. I have so many questions.
Your next topic from patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can go and toss us a few bucks and get your topic read, also comes from Christopher Ball. He put in a 2-topic thing saying, if that's too personal, here's another one. I didn't think it was too personal, but then I liked his second one too. And so he's taking a Mike Drucker slot.
Okay.
Because Mike Drucker's been very
Killing it.
supportive of us. And he sends very complicated topics for us to do, like the heartthrob one from last week. He's got a couple other ones in the pipe that are awesome, but then he's just ignored a couple emails from me. So this is a Drucker one that Christopher Ball is taking. If this is not a good topic, which it was, don't worry about it. Here's a more lighthearted one. What are the most satisfying stickers to remove? iPhones, computers, movies, etc. This was a Tim topic from back on episode 73-1. Didn't write down the numbers from earlier ones. Hopefully people like getting back to the topics y'all said y'all would revisit. Really do love the work, and you guys and other best friends are doing. For the last 2 months in my car, all I've listened to is the GameOverGreggy show, starting with episode 1. Thank you, Christopher Ball, for all your support.
So I absolutely love everything about this. One, because that is the most Tim-ass topic I've ever fucking heard.
Yeah.
Two, I hear that. I'm like, how is that something that I'm like, we're going to talk about that? What's the best stickers to remove? I think that is a misquote of what the topic was, what I
I'm
meant.
pretty sure it's exactly that.
No, I think the topic, because it's not the most satisfying sticker. It's what are the most satisfying little things, like the moments,
Bless you.
like the sticker removal. And I think that because the reason I would have said I want to do this in the future is the fact that naturally, Tim Gettys has a list of things that he would like to
Jesus
discuss
God.
on this very, very topic. Trying to get the gas on the exact number,
Sure.
you're at the gas
So
station.
this is little
you know,
satisfactions.
Yeah, yeah. Getting Capri Sun, getting the straw in that hole on the very first try, like just when you're being aggressive with it,
Sure.
and you just
Yeah,
pop
I
it
know.
out.
Or getting a straw in any hole on the
True.
very first try.
Yeah. The Indiana Jones moment you have when it's like a yellow light and you're trying to cross it, and in
Oh.
your head you hear the Indiana Jones theme song. You're just like,
Oh,
going
see,
through
I
it.
was thinking when you're trying to get underneath the garage door before it comes down.
that too.
That's an Indiana
That
Jones
is-
moment. Yeah.
Very satisfying. Bubble wrap, just in general.
Getting away with murder.
Yeah.
Stacking games so that they're all like perfectly alphabetized and
Yeah.
like just next to each other. This all started with the Disney VHSs and those giant ridiculous bubble wrap.
Cases.
Not
I
bubble wrap,
remember.
but bubble
I know you
cases. Sucking anything with a vacuum hose.
Yeah.
Hopefully living. That makes it funnier.
Living?
Yeah, like living
Like a
things.
dog?
Like
Like a
Kevin,
cat?
or like your tummy. I don't know.
Or your penis? You ever
I
do
mean,
that when you were a kid?
I didn't want to go that far.
Did you?
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Really?
Oh, yeah. You
Did it
gotta try
feel
all.
good?
Yeah. Fantastic.
I never
I would be
did it.
afraid.
You really did
It
that,
would
Nick.
suck my urethra right out of my dick.
Oh, no.
You
The
start-
inverted urethra.
You start on low. That's the key. If it's got multiple.
What did your mom think?
Oh, my mom knows I'm a fucking sycophant. She knows I'm a pervert.
Oh, good lord.
Good? All right.
See,
There's
that's
that, and there was the spa. Did you guys ever had spas growing up? There's always the jet stream in the spa.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
that
about.
that was the one where you were like, you just happened by that one. You were like moving around in a spa, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute.
And then you just stand in front
Wait
of
a
it.
minute.
Oh God, don't look at me.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I thought about the vacuum hose
Yeah.
and the wiener.
Yeah, you
But
can do
like,
it.
Scary
You
movie.
just gotta be careful.
yes. But then I thought like, this thing is in all the dirtiest, nastiest places,
Yeah.
sucking up the dirtiest, nastiest things. And like,
I got to keep this
And
guy
now it's gonna suck up the
pristine.
dirty, nasty
Yeah.
dick.
My piche got to be pristine.
yeah, the pristine piche.
Usually,
Magazines that had like images on the spine.
yeah, like
and having like the whole year.
Maxims
So you
and
could like
stuff,
fucking see, or like Nintendo Power is what I was thinking about.
Sure,
you fucking
whatever.
pervert.
Okay, sorry.
That weird button that's
Fuck
on
you
top
for
of
having a
jelly.
dick.
Oh yeah.
Why,
yeah.
why does that even exist?
It's a safety seal.
I know, but like,
Okay,
that
then I
seems
won't tell you why.
unnecessary at this
What
point.
is
When
it?
kids were getting poisoned, it was necessary.
Really?
What is it?
Safety seal. When you pop it,
Pop it
when you
open,
pop
and
a
then
jar,
the
and
thing-
then it goes.
The
And that way
jelly?
you know that if it doesn't pop, then someone's opened this jelly.
Oh yeah,
And it just has a little nipple, and you can just push as much as you want, which I
like
like
the
to push a
Snapple
lot.
bottles. The Snapple bottles.
Yeah,
have
right,
those.
that too.
correct.
Laying in bed in that time between alarms. So it's like you hit the alarm, then you wake up and you reset them. You're not actually going back to sleep, but you're in this weird limbo. It's the best. Just getting mail, like actual mail, not fucking bills,
Packages.
not fucking no packages too. But I'm talking about like getting a letter, and that moment you're like, what the fuck is this?
Fuck letters.
Who sent this shit? Your friends getting hurt. Like not seriously hurt, but like that moment where you're not sure if they're seriously hurt or not, but like it's just funny,
So every moment with Kevin.
pretty much.
We're out there at the kitchen table. It sounds like the fucking walls are caving in here sometimes.
Everyone,
I hear you. I know it's bad when I hear you curse. And then I'm like, oh man, maybe this is the one. He's going to come out with no arm.
Oh my god! When you're trying to park and then a car pulls out right in front of you and just leaves, you're like, "That's fucking a gift from God." Crunching leaves, breaking yolk on the.
You even
egg.
talked about opening a game and the smell of a new game.
Oh, that's amazing! Opening anything.
Yeah.
Really. Booster packs. My god.
Ah.
Drinking Coke on a hot day. Obviously, that's on my list. Water balloons, just in general. There's so much satisfying things about water balloons. And then when boxes fit perfectly together, and you put it in like one box in the other box, and it does that nice little.
Yeah.
I like that a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. I know that feeling.
what? Wait,
I'm getting
what?
I'm looking at the psychoses of Tim right
Yeah.
now.
And,
It's so
when you
funny
throw
'cause I-
garbage away and like you make it. I'll end there.
Now, Colin, are you getting the same feeling I'm get where Tim is a 25-year-old body with a 12-year-old boy stuck in the middle of it?
Yeah, I'm getting a different vibe, Nick, which is that when we're done with Greg's documentary, maybe we have to pivot over to Tim.
Oh, you
tell
think
us
so?
that
It'll
story.
be just called lists on lists.
Lists.
There
Well,
won't
no,
be
because
any-
this whole thing, that whole list,
That's a good
it's
list.
just I have a notes app, and all it is just a bunch of lists. And whenever things in my life happen, I'm like, I should write this down. And I'm like, which list does it fit on? Some things fit on multiple lists.
That's smart in the sense that I always am like, I should write that down when I think of an idea, and I never do. And then I go and just forget about it. I'll never think about it again. The one thing that you can't relate to that I think would be on this list if you were from the north is walking on snow.
Yes, that was me too. The crunch of fresh snow. Fuck yeah.
especially when it hasn't been like
perfect.
touched.
Yeah.
When I go up to Tahoe, I
Perfect.
love that you'll wake up in the,
The
in the
crunch
morning
noise.
and you'll look out and it's just perfect. And there's something about the perfection of how snow lays down when no one's touched it that like you just can't come close to, and it makes you want to just get out there and destroy
Fuck it up.
Yeah, just put something in it.
We
you
used to
know?
get mad
Leave your
in our
mark.
we used to get mad in our neighborhood when other people would run on our lawn or whatever. It's like, yo, motherfuckers, we
That was
haven't
ours.
run on the lawn yet.
Mhm.
Now you're gonna have some fucking. Now you're gonna have to deal with the fucking repercussions. You understand what I'm saying?
Moriarty household empties out onto the lawn.
Your boy
Yeah.
Colin M.
Your boy Colin M ain't gonna abide by that. And I'll tell you I'll tell you the funny thing about snow is the dichotomy between like the harshness of winter and the beauty of like falling snow or freshly fallen snow or the way it looks. or
Icicles.
Icicles. Yeah, it's like it's all dangerous and fucked up. You don't actually want to be in it. Unless you're dressed like an Eskimo and then you can go and have a good time.
Ice climbers. All right.
Or unless you're dressed like you when you go back to Boston, when you're wearing like all of us are bundled up, like we're about to die, we're about to freeze to death, and you got a fucking 1989 like denim jacket on, and that's it. You're just like, I'm good, guys. Tim and I are we were like dying.
I was talking about that with a friend recently where we went to school together in Boston and I was like, it was so funny watching, especially Tim, who I don't think you've never really been in snow before, right? Like
I've
you
never
never
been to Tahoe. Like,
yeah, but Tahoe's hard, but that's not Boston.
yeah.
And I was like, it was kind of fun to watch these people just squirm.
Freeze
And
to
I'm
death,
like, this
yeah.
isn't. I lived in this,
So
and so
funny.
did Greg. I'm like, this sucks, unequivocally. But I'm like, it was way worse. It's been way worse than this. You know, like it wasn't actively snowing.
I
you know?
keep getting texts from friends and families because it's going to snow in Chicago on Saturday. So it'll be like right like the idea I have of a Chicago winter landing right into it. I'm like, great.
And that's good. You don't
No,
have any
no, there's a
okay.
reason I don't live there.
I was like, because when I go up to Tahoe to visit my sister-in-law, I love being there. But the act of getting there when it's snowing, since I have a Honda, is a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And it's worth it. It's worth it for family, and it's worth to go skiing and see everyone and just being in a different environment. But I get anxiety about that sometimes because I'm like, it's literally dangerous to drive in the snow. Really dangerous, especially if you don't have a 4-wheel drive vehicle or snow tires. So, or Kevin. I'm just gonna bring Kevin with me next
Kevin
time.
just pull it
That
like a
kid
yak.
does it all.
Yeah.
Good at driving in
Yeah.
snow.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's interesting that you're really good at driving in snow, but not on normal streets in San
You
Francisco.
know what's funny about this thing is like this all his life.
How's your bumper
Kevin
doing?
prides himself on his driving, and whenever someone makes any comment about being better than him or him being worse than them, he'll
You'll race them. That doesn't sound like
he gets
responsible
so
driving.
upset. Like that's
Probably,
that's the way to like really hurt him.
You should probably get your brakes fixed first before you brake.
I
You
really
race.
should.
What was
anyone.
the story?
Really should.
Drunk? You just
Don't
wasted.
incriminate yourself, by the way.
ABS brakes are like broken. So
ABS brakes are broken.
instead of locking
Instead of locking.
or instead of preventing the lock,
Instead of preventing
they
the
like
lock,
release.
they release. So his brakes failed. Your brakes failed and you hit something.
So they're not brakes anymore.
No, like
They're goes.
like 9 out of 10
I was trying to think of it.
9 out of 10 times. They're
I was
still
like, what's the
brakes.
opposite of braking?
Did you get
Yeah.
them fixed?
Kevin, I don't.
Do
You,
you-
know what? You gotta stop talking because you're gonna kill someone, and this is gonna be very incriminating for you.
The best
So
part
just say
though
you got it
is that
fixed
his
right
little
now.
pickup truck. Now the bumper's fallen off, so it looks like it has a sad face, and it's the most Kevin ass thing I've ever seen.
You better. We need that truck, so you better keep that in working order. I hired you because you have a truck.
So that's an issue I've had for a half now.
Which part? The brakes?
The brakes.
Okay.
Good to know. I've driven you with you and didn't know.
Well, that was the
so-
best is when we were trying to go. We were going to go up to WWE to play 2K16 or whatever, and we had all the expensive equipment or whatever. And we're like, we'll toss them in the back in my truck. And I'm like, but you just had the accident. I'm like, we'll ask Christine. We'll take Christine's car. And like, oh no, but I can drive. I'm like, it's no big deal. Don't worry. We got. You're like, all right. We get in the car and we turn on the road. And you're like, it's probably a good thing you drove. I don't think my car could make it. I'm like, why were you going to do it then?
It could.
You're a monster.
He really is. He really is, and
Why
he
do
is.
these all these topics go back and
Because we like you a lot.
We do like you a lot.
Our lives are no longer
You're
interesting.
You're our muse.
Yeah.
He really is.
The best sticker to
Beautiful.
take off is a new iPhone.
Oh yeah.
Nothing better.
Now, do you
You're
get
doing
pissed
the all
off when
peel
the
off?
dude at the store tries to take it off for you?
Yes.
I fucking hate.
I mean, they don't really do that anymore for me because I'm kind of so into iPhones that I just know. They're
I'll
just
tell
like,
him
here you go.
beforehand. I'm like, don't
Fucking touch
take
that.
Don't
goddamn
touch that
thing.
sticker.
Yeah.
And don't tell me how to sign up for the iCloud, because if there's going to be a fappening number 3, I don't want to be any part of that.
Good.
I don't want all those random dick pics that I send to myself winding up online for other people to see.
I would love
because
it.
my wife doesn't want them anymore.
I would love to
She
see
just
your
keeps-
dick pics pop up
She
online.
just deletes them when you send
I've
them.
taken 1 or 2 dick pics because I'm like, I wonder what this is going to look like. And I'll be honest with you, I could never film myself in a porno either. I just don't. We had a topic about this on love and sex stuff, and I'm like, I don't like the way any part of my body looks. I like it to the naked eye, like when I'm looking down at myself.
Okay.
At
God's
Stanley.
playground.
Yeah,
Stanley?
yeah, like the power
Gotcha.
drill,
Damn.
Like the who?
like the power drill.
Oh.
It's an old.
I thought Stanley like from The Office.
No, that's way too much of a modern reference. That's a reference to an old Andrew Dice Clay joke where he's like, I call my dick Stanley, like the power drill. Oh! I'm reading his biography right now.
How is it?
It's really good.
Did you finish all those Interview with the Vampire books you're in?
The one that took me 7 months to finish?
Yeah, every
I did.
trip.
What the fuck just happened?
What?
All right.
Andrew Dice Clay.
You never seen
Oh.
Andrew Dice Clay?
Oh!
He used to smoke behind us. He'd be like, oh! And then he would smoke a cigarette like this.
Oh, I don't know. I
Flick
thought what I thought happened was that because you guys had a little oh moment. I thought Greg was going for a pound. You thought he was, and then he
Oh.
didn't. So you like tried to play it off, went all the way around, and then just fucking like kissed your fingers.
No, this is an Andrew Dice Clay, a famous Andrew Dice
And I'm
Clay
happy.
reference.
I was giving you, I don't know, too much credit or too little credit.
Do you know who
It's
Andrew Dice
somewhere in
Clay
the
is?
middle. I do not.
He was
Boxer,
a
maybe?
No, he was a really big comedian in the late 80s and early 90s that like had a great career, but he used to do like really nasty jokes, largely about nursery rhymes. Like he'd do one that was like, "Little boy blue, he needed the money." Dude, shit like that. So if you've never seen him, you
Damn.
should definitely look him up. I'm not doing him justice.
That was good. That was really good, actually.
Thanks.
Hickory
Thanks.
dickory dock.
Doc.
Yeah, this. He was a
like,
weird,
there was
weird
like-
dude. Yeah,
that's what it looks like. Yeah. So that was a character that he started playing. He used to do impressions, and he started doing this character called the Dice Man, where it was like kind of like quasi Elvis, like very misogynistic, like alpha male, and that's what he became known for. So he became that character basically. And like he did a couple movies as the Dice Man and all that stuff, and then he got boycotted. Well, I'm not to that point in his autobiography, but that's what got me.
Spoilers
wanting
coming
to read.
soon.
Well, no, his career blew up on him. It was pretty sad actually. Like he got, rightfully so, a lot of hate from feminist groups and some other people, and got boycotted a couple times when he went on Saturday Night Live. And so he, I guess, at one point, I think he was the highest paid, or one of the highest paid comedians in the world, and then
All
just
gone. Behind the comedy.
Crazy. Nuts. So I'll keep you guys posted.
What was that show
Thank
we did on
you.
VH1 more recently? Dice Undisputed
Yes, I was
or something
thinking,
like
yeah.
that.
I think that's what it was called.
I think
When he was
making a
trying to
comeback.
come back.
Yeah, he's trying to make a comeback.
Didn't work out.
Oh,
Because you don't know who he is.
I don't.
Yeah.
No, sad, but he was very talented. What? How the hell did we get on that? Oh, because I did this thing. What the hell were we talking about before that? Stickers.
Don't touch a man's iPhone.
I used to, when I was a smoker, I used to love the unwrapping of the pack.
Oh.
And then you'd open it up and you'd take out the foil perfectly, and sometimes it would tear the wrong way, and you'd be like, fuck. And you'd have to go in there and just kind of tear it out because it's like perforated. So you can actually tear it out perfectly, and then you're just looking at that pack of 20 beautiful little killers.
Big, beautiful cigarettes.
Gorgeous, glistening cigarettes. Rock hard.
Rock hard, like oils all over them, and it's shiny
Like
and
a little
light.
Grecian boy.
All right. Topic number 4
I said it.
from patreon.com/kindafunny comes from Chance Carter. What's something you guys find therapeutic that isn't the norm? Do you watch a certain movie or order/cook a guilty pleasure meal? I, for example, will schedule tattoo appointments when work or social life has got me a little stressed. It's strange, I know, but I find getting tattoos very relaxing and usually leave feeling refreshed. Just wondering what your specific activities are when trying to recharge the old batteries.
I have some weird ones.
Taco
Oh
Bell?
Lord.
T-Bell is definitely a release for sure, but that's also a drug that I use frequently. I have this weird thing where you don't like massages, but I really do like massage
I like
appointments.
massages. You're talking to him. He doesn't like massages.
Oh, you're the one that doesn't like massages. I love massages, and sometimes just to relax, I will look up like appointments. I won't make an appointment. I won't go do it, but I will just read the descriptions because you know how they're always so like they're very descriptive, obviously because they're descriptions, but they're always like. They're always very like a touch spiritual,
Sure.
but also
You can hear like the
built
hush,
to
you can hear the
relax
hush
you.
voice. Our massage therapist will come in and lay hot rocks across your sternum.
They will work with you at your pain areas, and they will find your chakras, and you will walk out balanced and relaxed.
You can hear it, and you can hear the water trickling and the massage room.
Earlier, you got me earlier. You were singing a song. What the fuck was it?
I don't know. That was Enya, but you know, right there, you were in the
You were
massage
singing
room
past
again.
the Deutsche to the left.
Pass the Deutsche to the left hand side.
So I do that sometimes. I'll just read like there's a place I used to go called Still Point Wellness Center in San Francisco. It's changed ownership, so I don't go anymore. But I used to love just going on and like just because you get the feeling like you're in there. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that, and I've recently done this weird thing. This is just the 4 of us plus Kevin, so 4.5. Fine, 5.5, Kevin. There's a place that sells fragrances and like soaps that I like. And I bought this my wife bought me this fancy soap a while back. I can't let this go. When I wash my hands, it smells so good that I wash my hands like 5-6 times a night now. I'll go home, you mix it up, get it real warm,
Yeah, get a
get a
lather.
nice healthy lather.
Yeah.
And then I'll just kind
God,
of,
your hands sound like sandpaper.
I'll just waft the smell into my mouth, like my face.
Yeah.
And it's like instantly relaxing. It's like I don't know what the hell it is. Eucalyptus,
Sure.
cedar, hints of sage,
I like it. I like it a
a little
lot.
bit like a touch of lavender.
Sure.
And I don't know what the fuck's in it, but it instantly makes me relaxed. Love it.
It's good.
Those are my 2. Oh, and chronic masturbation. Do that all the
Of
time.
course.
Just constantly beating that thing.
Sure.
Just fucking that thing up like it's a prisoner.
Like you're disciplining a child.
It's just
Therapeutic. Tim, what do you got? What's your list for therapeutic items?
I mean, I don't think I have one. I mean, most of my shit, I like making lists.
yeah.
I think that might be one.
you like to go out to eat.
Yeah, but that's not so much therapeutic as much as that's just my life.
That's a
I
necessity.
like organizing my computer. I think that's something because there's never an end to it. That's my open world game. It's me organizing my computer.
I'm
Yeah.
due. I'm
That's
like
what I
I was
fucking
thinking about
like.
bringing it on the plane and just sitting there and doing it because all my shit's all over the place. I got to get this stuff into folders.
Yeah, like that F2 button just to rename files. Like that's like my best friend. I like my music organized. I like my photos. I like everything organized.
Right.
I like everything perfect. File structures, folders, everything needs to be super good. And all my hard drives need to be on fleek, as the kids say.
Sure.
But
they still say that?
yeah, they did.
Cool.
Did you see what the word of the year was?
No.
Minecraft.
Oxford announced the word of 2015, and there was like 10 runner-ups. One of them was on fleek. One of them was using they as a pronoun for transsexual people.
Okay.
One of them was refugee. One of them was it's all these stuff.
What's the winner?
The winner was the emoji face that's laughing so hard it's crying.
Oh my fucking god!
That is
This is the world we live in.
Thanks a lot,
2015
Justine.
Oxford word of the year. Anyways, for me, my answer is
Oxford.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
One of the oldest universities in the entire world.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Glad they're putting in the work these days.
um,
Really trying hard, Oxford.
he said weird things that are therapeutic, and my answer's not weird, but it's the amount that I do it that's weird.
Oh, God.
Sleeping. Like
Oh yeah, you do love a good sleep.
I like to sleep, and like my therapeutic thing, if it's like, all right, I'm fucking stressed and I've done so much shit, I want to sleep for 24 hours. Like I want to just
Recharge.
fucking charge. Like, and Kevin has been my partner in damn crime for 26 years on
Does he
this
snuggle
shit.
with you?
No, the fuck no.
It gets so warm.
Snuggling with Kevin is like,
Sleeping with
A
Kevin must be
nightmare.
just
You don't know.
strange.
Stop it.
so
Don't know.
Paula.
Wonderful.
I will sleep for like 6 hours. And that's not true. That's not true at all. Like 12 hours.
Mhm.
Then I'll wake up, call Kevin. He'll be like, it's time to eat. I'm like, it's time to eat. We go eat. We come back home. It's another 12 hours and then repeat. That's
Wow,
it.
that's a lot of sleep.
I know.
I can't believe your body needs that.
It's therapeutic.
Hey, he's the one who's the least stressed out of all of us.
It's
the only
true.
thing
Maybe I
stressing
should
him out
sleep
is our
more.
stress. Maybe we should all do this.
I'm sorry, I can't get this image out of my brain. I feel like when you're sleeping with Kevin, like next to Kevin, it's like laying down, trying to fall asleep in a warm puddle where like the water's just hitting your eardrum. You know what I mean?
No.
You know that feeling like if you're in a pool or you're sleeping in a bathtub or something and the water's just at the wrong level and it's gonna go and you're like, am I gonna get swimmer's ear from this?
Mm-hmm.
From this of all things? From Kevin?
Every topic has turned into Kevin.
I just keep it going. I'm sorry.
This
I
is the Kevin
apologize.
episode.
It just dawned on me that Kevin hasn't assumed his final form yet. You know, you look around us and we all remember what we looked like before. You know what I mean? Before we became like adults and like confirmed our look. And he's still very much in the cocoon phase. What is this going to turn into?
The fucking metapod.
What chrysalis is going to come soon? Like what'll happen with the beard? What hairstyle will he choose?
I think he's gonna look similar to. He's got a good look right now. I don't think he's gonna change
Does he?
it. Yeah, he does.
All right.
He's got. First of all, couple things about Kevin.
Yeah, lay it on me.
We've harped on him enough. Now it's time to flip the switch. I'm gonna say some positive things.
We've said a lot of
about
positive stuff
human
about
being. We basically in the last 4 topics called him a giant piece of shit. So now I'm gonna turn this. I'm gonna flip the switch on you, Kevin. I'm turning 180. You got great hair. You got a great
Good head of hair.
great head of hair. It pains me because your hairstylist apparently is retiring, which you've been telling us for the
Tina.
past 17 months.
R.I.P.
She's never going away.
He's retiring in December. This is it.
You started talking about that in January. I want you to know that.
Yeah, but
So
he said
I told you
December.
It was happening.
You've had
Man,
12 months to find a new hairstylist. We'll go to the barber
that's
together.
not how it works.
But you got great. See,
You can come to my salon.
salon.
To Hong Kong.
Kevin will pass on that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go tomorrow. You can come with me.
You just come,
I got
to,
one more cut. I got
come to the
one
barber
more
shop with me. We'll get fun
cut. No,
haircuts.
it's like $45. Fuck that.
It's not that
I paid
expensive.
$16.
You're
I
not-
look great.
Not for long. You pay $16 the next
Do ya?
month.
You don't like the way
I'm fucking around.
You got great hair.
Stop
He's-
wearing so many hats if you have such a good haircut. That's all I'm saying.
He likes beanies a lot.
See, now that back to this therapeutic thing. One of the things I like is a good sweatshirt.
Mm.
Put on when it's got that, like it just got crisp again. You just got that cold air in here where it's like, yeah, put it on, zip it up, feel good. I like
Yeah.
that a lot. I like
You
some
guys-
sweatshirt.
I've been meaning to for Christmas buy some house slippers for hair. Would you guys be averse to that?
For you or us or
Just
who?
everyone.
Everyone? Sure. No, let's all.
If I-
Can we get
if I-
kind of funny logos on them?
Yeah, if I ordered
Done.
house slippers, okay.
Yeah, with the kind of funny logo on them.
Yeah, just a big smiling face
yeah.
on my toes.
Yeah.
Would you be down for some house slippers? Because we have to take our shoes off, rightfully so. We don't want to track mud or horse manure anywhere or bum shit. Would you be down for if I got you some really comfy?
I mean, I'd rather not.
Why
but,
won't
like,
you want slippers?
I don't like slippers. I'm not a fan of flip flops. I'm not a fan of anything. I feel like my toes are doing this to try to. I feel like I need to hold them
Grip
on.
them on.
Yeah.
Got you. That I understand. I definitely want some house slippers.
Then I'll get you some moccasins.
Don't forget, you got to get Portia shirt.
House
I'd
moccasins.
fuck with some moccasins.
Okay, I'll get
some
you
house moccasins.
Kevin, I'll get some
Like a good American boy.
I'll get him the little pony Uggs. You know that the girls wear skiing. I'll get him a pair of those. Bad
Kevin
boys.
and Uggs would be the fucking
It's not
best.
funny.
You should totally wear Uggs.
I'm against Uggs.
One of my friends in college, Chris, who we introduced on the episode when Ramon was on, got from his parents when we were freshmen or sophomores a pair of Uggs, like unironically, and we used to make him wear them. They were like men's Uggs or whatever. And I was like,
That's
"This
so
is so."
funny.
I was like, "This is the fucking best,
Dude,
dude."
I don't-
He had them for years. We'd make him break them out every once in a while.
I don't begrudge anyone. If you want to wear what you want to wear, it makes you happy.
Be
Great.
comfortable.
But I have a line. I know it's hard to believe because normally I don't have any lines whatsoever. I'll cross.
Well, you have
whatever want me to
lines.
Cross
You just blow right through
white
them.
lines, little white lines.
I love it when you wink at me and the camera can't see it.
It makes it creepier, right? My wife has tried for the longest time to get me to wear two things. One, a Lululemon sweatshirt, which I will not wear. I
You're
will
not Fran
wear.
Mirabella.
I'm not Fran Mirabella, and I'm also just not. I'm like, you have to understand. She's like, why don't you do it? It's cool sportswear. I was like, guys have sportswear. We have Nike, we have Adidas. If you want to go all the way down the lineup, we got Reebok.
God damn it.
Under
got me a
Armour.
couple times this episode, Nick.
You can, if you're yoked, you can wear Under Armour. I won't do that. But she's like, why don't you just get a pair of Uggs? And I'm like, I just can't bring myself to wear the Uggs.
Oh my
What about
god.
some
Can't do
Crocs?
it.
Can we get you some Crocs?
Oh, Crocs are if you should not wear Crocs unless you are under the age of 10. And then you can wear Crocs. Crocs are cute on kids. They're adorable on little kids. Little boys wearing like some bright orange Crocs. You're like, it's cute. But you see a guy that's like a tech nerd in his 20s wearing Crocs, and you're like, bro, fucking
It's like
kill yourself.
it's like those. I've talked about it before. The shoes with the,
Or the
individual
Tevas.
toes.
Oh God.
Those make you want to fucking strangle the life out of someone every time I see them. Like, what are you doing?
They look like monkeys.
What the fuck are you doing?
People
It's
love that
not
shit.
okay. Like, we as a society have to stand up, Kevin, and say it's not okay. This isn't okay.
The best was
What we're
IGN circa 5 years ago. Every day, Clement's putting on his Crocs, taking out his banana, and putting almond butter on it. It's like, what are you doing, Ryan?
See, that's
He's a man of habit and creature of habit.
Can we go back to Nick not wearing Uggs and how we can get him to wear Uggs?
I can
That
I'll
makes
buy
me-
him for you if you want.
that
if
makes
you
me
buy me
happy.
Uggs, I would. No, see, I just can't do it. I've given so many people so much shit about Uggs that it's a point of pride right now. I don't have anything against them. They're probably really comfortable. And when you're up in the snow, they're probably great to like have on. But and here's the problem with it.
I don't think they're real boots. Like, are they
You can,
like
you can't
real
wear them.
boots?
No,
Yeah, you
no,
don't wear
they'll
them.
get- They're not waterproofed. But my wife wears them when she'll like take the dog for the
Yeah, no,
walk
I
or go out
understand
there
that,
or whatever.
You have a dog?
Oh shit, Nick! I have something to tell you.
Have you never met my wife? No, when I'm up in Tahoe, we have my
Gotcha.
nephew Dozer, who's up there. He's a Boston Terrier, and now my nephew.
That's
I
awesome.
also have a nephew Winston, who's also a Boston Terrier. My sister-in-law got another dog. He's so cute.
You're out of control, Nick. You
I
need to be
love it.
reined
He
in.
really
I
is.
love him.
You need to be
But
reined
A
in.
picture of you in Uggs would be my most liked Instagram picture of all time.
I mean, I'll put them on for comedic sake, but I can't legitimately wear them out because here's the problem. I used to hang out in Orange County, right? Because that's where I used to live and work. Grew up.
The Inland Empire.
No, that's the Inland Empire. I went to school in the Orange County, which is two different counties. Different counties. Orange County, Inland Empire, different counties. Riverside County, whatever. San Bernardino County. In Orange County, girls would wear Uggs to the beach, and they were hot. Uggs on a good-looking girl, there's nothing better than that. Sorry. If like they're wearing shorts and Uggs, forget about it. I would be the opposite of that. A short, slightly pudgy, way too old guy wearing Uggs would be just fucking creepy, right?
You're wearing your chubbies?
Oh, in chubbies, in just checkered chubby shorts. Just so hairy legs. Just legs that are, why are they that hairy?
Oh
They
my
look like
God.
Kevin's face.
You have a hairy face.
You got a hairy face.
Colin, you got anything therapeutic?
Sports are therapeutic
Oh, that's
for me.
good.
How? Because the last time I watched you watch the Jets, Tim and I were sitting in the living room, and you just hear this. Come on, son of a bitch. One touchdown for your boy Colin. One touchdown.
I do say things like that.
You yell.
Yeah,
Is it just because you get
I'm violent when
you
I
get
watch
the
sports.
aggression out?
Yeah, I mean it's relaxing to me because it gets my mind off of everything. I like competition. I like sports. I like sport. You know, that's why I like politics too, and like presidential races and all that kind of stuff. I like the idea of strategy and how you win, and that's why politics is so fun because it's like a huge 18-month lead up into the actual competition. I'm real passionate about the Jets and the Islanders, so I mean, I get real involved. But I like having a schedule. I like to know on Sundays I watch football. I like knowing when the Jets are going to play. I like knowing when the Islanders are going to play, and I get really into it. It's relaxing to me. That's relaxing to me. Like letting my energy out by these teams that just are awful and just hurt me over and over again. But I just stay with them anyway. Who wants to be a fan of a good team? I mean, that's boring.
You got to earn it. You got to earn those good years. So
yeah, I mean, that's as simple as it gets to me. I love watching football. I love. Football is such a great sport. Hockey's such a great sport. It's these do relax me, and the other thing is music. No, I like listening to music.
Yes.
Listen to hard, heavy music when I'm upset or something like that. It gets that energy, that angst out. Music's the cure all. It really is. There's a song, there's an album, there's a band for a genre for any mood. Yeah,
It's very true.
I like hand rubs as well.
Oh man, those are the best.
Like
uninvited hand rub. But someone just like your girlfriend or your wife will just start rubbing your hand, and you'll be like, you just melt.
Yeah.
I remember in high school was the first time I remember encountering the hand rub.
It's the first time I ejaculated.
And I just came in my pants.
Yeah.
Right, Tim? Just shot through the roof of my jeans.
Oh my God.
No, but I'm with you on that one.
Thank you.
They're very relaxing. The hand
Yeah,
jobs.
yeah.
With like when they do this thing, have you ever had someone do this? Where they kind of get in there.
Oh yeah.
Like
They get serious. They get real about it.
Thread the fingers in your fingers, and they have the oil, and then you're just like.
They're making a cat's cradle out of your own digits. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They don't focus on the hands enough
No.
during massages.
No, they
They
don't.
always focus on your lower back, and you're like, "Hey, I got it. I get it."
I'm not Colin Moriarty. All right, my back's fine.
My
Get
upper
on
back
these
hurts, so
hands.
it really hurts.
Go get a massage. Or we cut your wife a check and she stretches them out on camera during Colin and Greg Live tomorrow. But we won't tell anybody it's your wife.
Too late.
This is going up after. They'll never know.
There's a VOD.
Nah. They'll just confuse her with every other girl we
I
come
really
to
feel like
stretch
I
you
wish
out.
I just had like a pull-up bar that I could just hang on.
That'd actually be good for you.
That like no, straight up. Like I feel like that would get me right. You know what I mean? Like I got to get a pull-up bar.
What if we got you those boots where you put your feet in and you hang upside down?
That would be great. Anything where I could just hang. Anything like where the weight of my body will stretch out my back. I know that will pop it right out.
I'm terrified.
Whatever's going on.
If you want right now, we could all get on the chairs and then hold you by your ankles.
And shake you until all
Not
this shit
shake
comes out
you,
of
just
your
hold
pockets.
you. Kevin can be the spotter. He can go low.
No. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, we're just trying to be here for you. That's what we do.
I need you to pick me up though again.
Oh, you think it'll work this time?
Hopefully, yeah. Let's try. Oh, you gonna do it right now? Okay.
Run, Porty.
Or
Get up high though. Get up high.
Well, aren't you gonna cross your arms?
Yeah.
I've always
Oh,
had people do it like this.
Like this.
And
Okay.
then you want me going up here.
Yeah. Like. Oh yes.
Do anything?
I think it helped
Okay.
a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
I didn't hear any crack. Do you want me?
Well, he yelled through it.
If you want later, I will do the thing where you lay on your stomach, and you breathe in, and as you breathe out, I push and try to crack your crack your back, crack your spine.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Anything that can happen that will alleviate this extraordinary and unsolicited and totally random pain.
Advil. Ladies and gentlemen, that topic was brought to you by Squarespace. We used it to build kindoffunny.com. And when I say we, I mean Nick. Nick, you enjoyed it?
I did.
Start your free trial site today at squarespace.com. When you decide to sign up for Squarespace, make sure you use the offer code KINDOFUNNY to get 10% off your first purchase. Squarespace provides simple, powerful, and beautiful websites that look professionally designed regardless of skill level, no coding required. Not only does Squarespace provide you with an intuitive and easy-to-use tools to create your website with, Squarespace also has state-of-the-art technology powering your site to ensure security and stability. Is Porty making a site? Hello, Doug.
Yes.
Why is your nose red? What did you rub it on? God damn it. And you know you can trust in Squarespace for your website needs when millions of people have already done it with some of the most respected brands in the world. Seriously, you can't beat the ease and simplicity of Squarespace. Squarespace gives you 24/7 online support and a beautiful website. So what are you waiting for, Jack? Start a trial with no credit card required and start building your website today. When you decide to sign up for your Squarespace, make sure you use the offer code KINDOFUNNY to get 10% off your first purchase and to show your support for us. Kinda funny. Squarespace.
Build it beautiful.
Yeah. And thank
God,
you,
stink, Portillo.
everyone. He got a bath, though, so now you agree.
It's his mouth. You got to just cut his head off.
He's getting his dental work done in December, which is already December by the time you're listening to this. We're coming up on it any day now.
Oh my God.
It'll be there right away. Didn't this month go quick?
Why is it
Days.
so long?
Quick?
Give me. I'll do it for
there's
$20.
holidays.
I'll do it
Holidays
for
and
$20.
stuff. Yeah?
Yeah. You don't think I can do it?
No, I bet you could. They might have to pull some. Can you pull some?
I'll do it. Give me a
Pliers.
Pair of pliers. And
give me
a
that tool
bottle of
that
vodka.
grabs things.
Thank you, everyone, over at patreon.com/kindafunny for your submitted topics. I think they made for a good show. This was a good show.
It was a good show. Very good. Very good.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Game Over Greggy show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table, each bring a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny and toss us a few bucks to get every episode early, along with a bunch of cool perks. If you have no bucks to toss, go over to youtube.com/kindafunny, where we break it up topic by topic, day by day, before we post the entire show as an MP3 and video for your amusement. Gentlemen, this was enjoyable.
Yes,
I love you.
It was. I'm going to need a favor from all of you. Please tweet at me, at Tim Gettys, fan art of Nick Scarpino and Uggs. I would really appreciate it. Thank you.
Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.